Hey everybody, and welcome back to Romantasy Roundtable, a tale of Rick and Roses. I am Rick, and I'm joined by my roses.
Amanda.
And Kim.
And, oh God.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday, dear Rick. Happy birthday to you.
Yay!
You guys are ridiculous and very sweet. For our audio listeners, well, for everyone, because there's no video evidence of this, they wore very cute little hats. Kim is still wearing one.
I made mine out of paper so it doesn't stay on my head. But I did color it. I tried to draw a dragon, and it was bad.
Not a good dragon?
I made mine out of Dwayne Reed. Thank you, Dwayne Reed.
You made it out of Dwayne Reed?
Dwayne Reed, yes. And I now have like 20 of them, and also like 20 of these.
The little bird things.
Yeah, the little blowers that are actually incredibly loud. If my dogs were here, they would be like, "What is that?"
I thought we were your dogs.
You are the roses. You're the dog.
You're the roses. You guys are the dogs.
Rick, you're the dog.
What's up, dogs? Yes, I'm getting confused now with things. Thank you. Yes, it is my birthday. I'm old. And I would have liked nothing more than to record this episode. We're going to switch things up real quick. But first, if you're somehow still listening and actually like this, please subscribe, smash that like button, and send us a message over there at Romanty Roundtable at gmail.com or something in the comments. Thank you, Cindy. And we got another listener. Who was it?
Melody is our newest and staunchest listener. She has been hardcore reading the Fourth Wing books. And when I saw Mel, she was like, I haven't seen you in a long time, but I've been listening to you nonstop. And so I feel like we've spent a lot of time together. So I don't know if we're ever going to get to this episode, but shout out to Melody for listening to us.
Melody, we love you.
We love you, Melody.
New bestie.
Yep.
Appreciated.
Where's our biggest fan, Cindy? Your literal fan. There she is. There's our biggest fan.
My literal fan. Also, huge news, guys. I have two hands.
That's crazy.
I don't have a cast, but I still can't hold anything with my right hand.
So just put the cast back on.
Yeah.
Including, sadly, a ping pong ball?
Yeah,
that's
I can't.
pathetic.
Feel too much?
That's pathetic.
Yeah.
You could do that. You could throw a ping pong
ball.
No, wait.
We're talking
No, we're not talking.
What?
Oh, sorry, you go ahead. Yeah. No, go.
Oh, we're not talking about this, apparently.
No, we are. I went ahead for a second. Go ahead.
I'm breaking code here.
No, you're not. Go.
So Amanda sent us a reel a couple days ago of a group of folks who have a book club, and they were playing beer pong to determine what their next read was going to be.
So every time they sunk a cup, the cup had a book on the bottom of it, and they were not going to read that one until the last man standing, and they read that book.
And we have, I think, universally decided that this is a great idea, and so we need to do this.
But I can't throw things with my right hand, so I'm going to get like a wheel spinner. I don't know what I'm going to do.
I'd still say throw with your left.
I could, but I'm not going to sink any.
You'll sink it.
I don't even know if I would sink it.
We'll get you these things.
Bumpers?
Yeah.
For beer pong?
Yeah.
Guys, I'm bad at beer pong. I'm really bad at it.
We can get the dividers from school for exams, the put up on the desk, and that can be the bumpers for beer pong.
Can we play flip cup? I'm better at that game.
I actually almost said that.
Yeah, I would love to do that.
Okay.
We're going to figure it out. We'll report back.
So when you guys were growing up, did you ever have a 3P party? Or do you know what that term means?
I'm sorry, what?
Okay, so a 3P party is pizza, pop, and parents. So
Parents?
and parents, because it's like you're in high school, so you're having a 3P party.
Wait,
and
parents? Like third?
It's not what I was doing in high school.
No, parents like in adults.
Parents.
Yes.
Got it.
So I figured when we do beer pong, we're going to have a 3P party, and it's going to be pizza, pong, and
Prosecco.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, what was the third one?
I was going to say parent. Thank you, Rick, for being an actual parent in the room. But anyways, we're going to have a 3P party.
I got excited about Prosecco pong.
Oh, yes, obviously. Like, we're not going to drink beer. Who drinks beer? Nobody drinks beer.
I'm drinking a hard cider currently.
I'm having a glass of Sauvignon Blanc.
Rick doesn't have a beverage, but he did just lift up his AirPods to his mouth like he was.
I did.
Should we talk about a book?
Almost. We're flipping things around real quick. We're doing a later segment now. What have you guys been reading?
I'm in a book hole. I started The Teller of Small Fortunes. I'm like 20% of the way through. It's cute so far. We'll report back.
What have you been reading, Bartholomew?
Yeah, I'm mad at you. I thought I was beating Rick here to the new hotness that he had referenced in our chats last week as we were like deciding what we were going to be reading. And so it is The Moth and the Night.
The Night and the Moth.
The Night and the Moth. And I finished it. And I think Rick is trolling me. And I think he has previously finished this book.
I swear to God, I finished this book today.
Knows more about it than I do.
This book came out on May 20th.
Yeah, it's the new hotness.
June 26th. Oh,
Yeah.
Happy Stitch Day. It's 626. It's also Stitches Day. It's Rick and Stitches Day.
Oh, Hannah. So, what do you think? Kimberly?
I'm not going to say anything about it.
Why?
Because I think we need to have a longer conversation.
You're not going to give it stars?
Do I need to read the book and we're going to pod about it?
Yes.
Yes.
Then
Yes.
stop talking about it.
Yeah.
But I just want to. I want to know her stars.
No.
Nope. I'm not gonna.
No.
Nope.
I've been holding this star rating for this.
Okay.
I'm giving it a star rating.
I'm going to mute you guys and give me a thumbs up when you're ready for me to come back.
That's fine. How many stars are you giving it?
I think I'm giving it 4 stars.
I'm giving it 6 stars.
Yeah, I knew you'd love it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. The first couple chapters were weird, but once we got into it, got into it. I still think you finished this book like ages ago. You probably read it on 36 when it came out.
Amanda's back now, right? Amanda can hear it? No. No? Can you hear us?
We're good? Yeah, I can hear
you. No, I did not finish it. I will say, though, the reason why, this is not spoilers, the reason why Kim thinks I finished it is because I text her 2 things. I said, this about this character, in jest, I joked about it. Ended up happening. The second thing, I was like, oh my God, I just want a book to do this one thing. If any book does this thing, it's going to be the best book I've ever read. Also happened. So, yeah, you have to read this book.
The Night and the Moth?
Yes.
Okay.
To be fair, there are gods. There is religion.
Mm-hmm.
There are things, Amanda, that are going to speak to you about this book.
Yeah, it's as Kim was just saying, and this is fine, not spoiler. The first few chapters were confusing-ish, but then we're going.
All right, I'm in.
So,
all
right,
I'll go pick it up.
Speaking of a book.
Speaking of a book, we've been yapping for like 16 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
What are we actually talking about today?
All right, Bartholomew. I
don't know who that is.
It's not my problem. We have started to read Bride by Ali Hazelwood. We were supposed to read the first 10 chapters of this book. When we decided on this, I had us already on chapter 15. I'm still on chapter 15. I have not read ahead. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200. So I am a little ahead in this, but we are reading Bride by Ali Hazelwood. First 10 chapters before we have Amanda do what she does best. Initial thoughts, guys?
I'm into it.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah, I didn't. I like was a little unsure about werewolves and vampires, but I trust Ali Hazelwood, so I'm into it so far.
Yeah, no, I go ahead, Kim.
No, I'm totally here for it. I think it's been fantastic so far.
Something.
Yeah,
go ahead.
Go ahead. No.
Something that I really like about it is that it's like truly set in modern times.
Yes.
Like they like talk about phones. She's got like a hacker job. Like it's very
Lowe doesn't not know how to use a computer.
Yeah, like it's very it's like almost it's like so the real world is so real. And yet there's still so much world building, which I think is I think it's a hard thing to do, but I think she's doing it well.
What I really like you said, like what I like about it being like contemporary and current and real time is that they like basically explained how a vampire is like it's a biological thing.
Yeah, it's a species.
Right. And I was like, yeah, that makes sense. Like there's no mysticism here. It's just like an evolution of a human. So,
and I will say, I know y'all haven't read Crescent City, which is one of the other SJM series. And one of my challenges with that series is that she tries to incorporate some technology, like everybody's got smartphones, but it feels so disconnected from the rest of the world. Mm. And I really liked in this book so far that, like you're saying, Amanda, it's not that. Like it feels natural, it feels organic, it feels like this is just of the time and space that they're in. And so I thought that was really well done too.
All right, Amanda, take us through.
Let's we're in the business of misery. Let's take it from the top. Mm-hmm. In the prologue, we meet Misery Lark. She's a vampire, and she's preparing for her arranged marriage to Lowe Moreland, the alpha of the Weres. The marriage is a political alliance to prevent war between their species. Misery is estranged from her family and feels like an outcast. At the wedding ceremony, she meets Lowe for the first time. The tension between them is immediate and palpable. So she goes through, she like gets her makeup done, smudge some green stuff on her. That happens in this chapter. And then when she gets to the altar, Lowe smells her.
Smells the hell out of her.
And says, how the fuck do you smell like this? And then they get married. Yep.
She was not a bride for long.
She's really a bride for a hot second.
Right. But the book should just be called Wife. You know?
And in the midst here too, because there is like a second there where it looks like Lowe might attack her or come at her in some way. And so, you know, this is supposed to be like an arranged marriage to create this alliance between the werewolves and the vampires. And there's also all these like human security people who are there too. And so everyone is like ready to go at it. And then
we've also learned
20 minutes later. No, it's just like, and they say in the chapter, it's like, and 20 minutes later, they put rings on their fingers and they were married.
But we also learned that this arranged marriage has happened before, and something bad had happened in the past.
Yeah, a massacre that's named after a flower. I don't remember what flower it is, but it's a flower what is it?
Aster.
And the aster flower is a purple, kind of looks like a purple daisy. And so it's named after that because the vampire's blood is purple and the werewolf's blood is green. And so those are the colors that.
Oh.
Yeah.
Smart.
Yeah, I don't have any notes on the prologue. My notes, I took bad notes.
The thing, so here's the thing, and I think I'll just put it out there now. In the majority of these, and I loved it so far, in the majority of these chapters, nothing actually happens. They just like talk a lot, and there's a lot of dialogue and backs, but like not much is like it's not as much going on. Like most of my notes, like yeah, nothing actually happened, and I'm still really liking this.
Yeah, you're like in her head. You're just
Right.
like learning about her.
Right.
All right, so in chapter 1, we flash back 6 weeks before the wedding. Misery is living among the humans, going by the name Missy, and she works a tech job where she's ostracized by her colleagues. She's summoned back to vampire territory by her father's head of security, Vanya. She like shows up, gets Misery fired. It's like a whole thing. And her father informs her that the long-standing peace treaty with the humans is dissolving, and since the wares are getting a new powerful alpha, the vampires are in a vulnerable position. He proposes a political marriage between her and the were alpha to secure an alliance, which is the marriage that we saw in the prologue. Misery initially refuses, but she changes her mind when she hears that the alpha's name is Lowe Moreland. But she doesn't tell us why. My favorite quote from this chapter is Misery is a sassy girl.
She sure is.
And she tells her dad that she's like, you know, I'm not going to hear from you again until you decide that the key to peace is a joint vampire were MLM scheme and you try to sell me dietary supplements. Chef's kiss. Love that.
And she just keeps going. She doesn't stop. It's a freight train. Love her.
And we love a not just sassy, but also incredibly smart protagonist here. And so she has this hacker job that she's working with. And Pierce, we didn't know you very long, who was her colleague, clearly sounds like the ultimate douchebag. Sorry, we didn't get to like see some comeuppance happen for him. But she is like way better than her job requires at hacking. And we find out more about that later. And so I love that she is probably a book girly and a tech girly, and also super smart and sassy.
And again, this is Ali Hazelwood's first fantasy book, but it is far from her first romance book. And she's really known for her like STEM romances, her STEMinist romances. And so this feels like immediately upon meeting Misery, I was like, oh, she's an Ali Hazelwood heroine. Like she's a tech girly, she's smart, she's better than every man in the room. Like she very much feels like a character written by Ali Hazelwood, which I really appreciate.
She's great. There's a couple of things I noticed. She had said that she hadn't spoken to a vampire in years. I was like, all right, what's going on there? We learn real quick. Then I thought it was interesting. We're still getting backstory. Vanya had vampiric diplomatic immunity, which I thought was pretty cool.
Do you have that?
We're getting a new... What, me? I have that.
Oh, my empanada's not here.
Oh, we're taking an empanada break. See... Oh my god, the Night in the Moth is so good. You're crazy, Bartholomew. Oh wait, she's back. Okay.
It's really good. I gave it 4 stars so far. I gave it 4 stars.
So about this book. All right, so we're getting a new human governor. Old human governor liked wares, new human governor doesn't like wares, supposedly. That's the thing. They had this thing called collateral, where in order to keep the peace, like a vampire was sent. It's a hostage negotiation basically thing. The vampires send a baby to the humans, vice versa, right? It's like a hostage situation type of thing. And we learned that Misery was a collateral. So there you go.
And so she doesn't really feel at home among the humans, and she doesn't really feel at home among the vampires. And yeah, that's a tough way to grow up. She does have, we learn about this a little bit in chapter 2, but she does have a friend. She has a single friend whose name is Serena. So Serena is her friend, and it seemed like they maybe lived together, but Serena has been missing.
Mm-hmm.
And this is referenced in chapter 1 because one of the first scenes that we see of Misery, when she's like at her desk at her job, she is texting Serena about her cat and how she can buy her a new litter box. And she was like, I know she's not going to respond. And we learn later it's because Serena is missing. And so she has basically taken in her cat, even though they do not get along. And Socket had feels about the cat, clearly.
Sparkles. Sprinkles. And chapter 2.
And chapter 2. So we're back at the wedding reception, and Misery escapes to a balcony to avoid the tense party. She has an awkward conversation with the outgoing human governor, who drunkenly reveals that the were collateral being sent to the vampires is Lowe's meat. So she's the human collateral. Nope. She's the vampire collateral who's living with the wares, and there's a were collateral who's living with the vampires, and they refer to this person as Lowe's mate. While trying to find her brother Owen, she has a twin brother named Owen. So she's trying to find him to get more information, and she overhears Lowe discussing her with his seconds, which I guess are like his lieutenants. A fight breaks out between two children, a were child and a vampire child, and Lowe skillfully de-escalates the situation. Afterwards, he confronts Misery. They share a tense first dance where he questions her father's motives and saves her from an assassination attempt by a human waiter.
What was this?
That was I just knocked off my glasses.
You lost my glasses.
It was the waiter came at her with a blade, and then he like took the blade.
Yeah, he grabbed it.
Yeah. So he actually like was hurt.
Those pretty badass.
Yeah, an interaction here that I love is in a flashback between her and I believe it's Serena, where Serena asks her, "How many people have you killed?" And Misery says, "0. How many people have you killed?" And Serena says, "Hey, I'm human." And she says, "Humans kill all the time."
Yeah.
And Serena says, "Yeah, but indirectly by making health insurance too expensive or stubbornly opposing gun control. You guys suck people dry. You guys suck people dry to survive," which is not true. Apparently, that's not how the vampires survive in this world. Apparently, feeding, as they call it, is something done privately. They would never eat in public. She's like, at the wedding, like all the vampires are like appalled that the werewolves are eating in public. And they don't seem to like eat live people.
No, she even says that she thinks it's gross.
Yeah.
I thought the reason that they don't like to eat live people because they have to do something with the body.
Yeah, and it's like work.
Like, no, right? It's for real. And like for that, we'll just take a drink.
She does
and
say
she was
that.
Like, it's like slimy and there's wiggling involved. Yeah, like it was like, no, we just get the blood from the blood bank.
She does say that cold blood has almost no flavor though, which I thought was interesting. So perhaps we're going to get some flavorful things later. I was a little disappointed.
Reference the scene of her walking in on her dad, who was actually feeding off of another vampire. And so, yeah, I think, what we've seen from other similar vampire books is that there is probably some sort of erotic thing that comes from feeding off each other.
Her dad, Vincent, right? No. Another vampire book. I've been reading too many vampire books.
Okay. I was a little disappointed. So she's been working with a human wedding planner, and the human wedding planner wanted to have little blood cocktails with little umbrellas, and I was really disappointed that wasn't in there.
The only kind of important note that I had was the wares kind of know that she's something else, right? And I was like, mate? I was like, that's too easy. Sometimes, Anywho, that's literally what I wrote. That's too easy.
But really what's happening.
Yeah.
All right, so we move on to chapter 3.
Go ahead. That's the thing.
On her first day in Lowe's house in Ware territory, Misery is woken by his younger sister. Are we saying Anna? Are we saying Anna? What are we saying?
I was saying Anna.
I thought
We're going to call her Ara.
No.
All right.
Maybe something will happen to her.
That's
okay, fair.
But she does seem like a cute little precocious kid, and so how can we be mad about a cute little precocious 7-8-year-old?
I don't think anything's going to happen to her. But all right, so Anna. And Juno, a protective were, warns Misery to stay away from Anna and stay away from the rest of the pack. But Misery and Anna have like a really cute little interaction. Misery, like me, is incapable of judging the age of a child and says that Anna is somewhere between the ages of 3 and 13, which is exactly how I feel whenever I meet a child. I also wrote that she said something about being American Girl dolled, but I didn't write what that was.
I know what you're talking about, but I didn't write down either.
Shouts out American Girl dolls, my other true love. All right, so Misery reveals that she's there to find her best friend, Serena Paris, who is a human journalist who disappeared weeks ago. The only clue she has is a note with L.E. Moreland written on it, which is why she agreed. So the implication is that she believes that Lowe must be L.E. Moreland.
Obviously.
Right?
My notes. Do you want to say something? No? 2 fun things that I have. I said, Lowe adopted this little girl. Good guy, Lowe. Then I put, look at that.
Hello, Rick.
Hello there.
Happy birthday.
Oh, thank you, friend.
You're so welcome. I'm calling you from a bathroom at a fancy restaurant because I'm on a date with my wife.
Oh, yeah, my wife.
Yep, my wife.
Oh, that means it's time for Jennifer's Junction. Rick, do you have any questions for Jen on your birthday?
Oh, sure, Jen. So obviously, we're reading Bride by Ali Hazelwood, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes, I'm very, very up on what you're reading.
So how do you feel about Lowe, our werewolf, and what's her name again? Misery, our vampire protagonist. Right now it's enemies to lovers. Do we think they're gonna go from an enemy to a lover?
Although that is I would say like a hackneyed arc here, I don't want to, I would prefer it if they remained enemies. And it was more like Romeo and Juliet, but they never got together. And they just kept fighting forever. Like that. That's what I'm hoping for.
Enemies.
On their wedding day, he was enemies to enemies.
Yeah.
He smelled her a lot on their wedding day. That's crazy, right?
A lot of smelling, huh?
Where are you eating?
Say again.
Where are you eating?
We're eating at a place called Crown Shy. It's beautiful. It's a really lovely restaurant. It is fancy. Yeah, it is fancy.
Look at you guys. Nice.
Thank you. Yeah, that's the nicest bathroom I've ever been in, for sure. But yeah, no, it's great. If you ever have just like a random, someone wants to get you something really nice, tell them to get you a gift certificate to a beautiful restaurant, and then you can go here and not feel guilty about it.
So on a date with the wife, huh?
Mm-hmm.
That's what we're doing?
Yeah.
Nice fancy restaurant.
Yeah.
Anybody gonna order any soup?
Soup's the dessert course. Okay, soup's the dessert course. All right.
We lost Amanda. She's gone.
Okay. At this juncture, I will say, Jen, you should read this book.
Okay.
It's actually
glorious. I'll take this consideration. I'll take this recommendation into consideration. I'm gonna go back and eat my non-soup based foods.
Did you finish A Court of the Bread cover? No, that was the first one. Which is the last one?
I'm currently on A Court of Mist and Fury. Yeah.
Oh, you're on that one still?
Yeah, I'm on. I
thought you finished that one.
No, well, I'm on book 3.
Yeah, I thought you were
whichever one book 3 is.
You're on Wings and Ruins.
Thank you, Wings and Ruins.
A Court of the Purple cover.
Yeah, a court of a book you gave me very legally.
Absolutely.
And so I just got to the part where they are all at, all the High Lords gathered to talk about war with Highburn.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and we're all like, It's
Love
great.
that part.
It's great. It's
And
great.
my axe. That part.
Yes.
Are you liking it?
I'm loving it. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. I'm loving it.
Great.
All right. I popped on here because I want to wish you a happy birthday and also
Thanks,
to
friend.
make my appearance on the pod. And see you guys later. But
Bye.
Enjoy your dinner. Bye.
good soup.
That's so fun. Good soup. That's so
Guys,
fun.
I brought the bell home, but I can't find it, and I almost tripped again trying to get it.
No.
Imagine if you would have broke your other
Here,
hand.
we need a bell.
There it is. She found it.
I brought it
She
home.
found it.
This is also a bag of chocolate covered espresso beans for Rick.
Last thing I wrote, chapter 3, was she has a cat. She hates the cat. I love the cat.
We love the cat. How can we not love Sparkles, the hissy, angry mess of a cat?
I love the cat. Okay.
Chapter 4.
So, chapter 4, Misery is introduced to her new home by Alex, who is a young and nervous were. Misery is essentially a prisoner. She's being escorted everywhere. While exploring the house, she is confronted by Max, who is young and super volatile, and he accuses her people of killing his family. He attacks her, and Misery apparently has all this self-defense training, and she pins him against a wall just as Lowe arrives. There is a lot of teeth baring in this chapter.
Mm-hmm. Max is basically like, my name is Inigo Montoya. Right? You killed my father. Prepare to die.
Yeah.
But that doesn't happen. He gets fucked up.
He gets fucked up, and she's bearing her fangs. She's been grinding her fangs down to live among the humans, but now she's bearing her fangs.
Oh, hold on a second. Pause. That's chapter 4. That goes into chapter 5.
Yeah, that goes into chapter
4. And
okay,
like
cool.
Lowe shows up at the end of chapter 4 and like
Right. Cool.
Yes.
Cool.
So in chapter 5, Lowe shows up. He separates Misery and Max, and to prove her innocence and help them uncover who's manipulating Max, Misery uses. Wait.
Yeah, she uses
what happens here? I thought that happened later.
No, this happens right here.
Mm-hmm. Happens there.
Okay.
Because they have him right there. And
it doesn't happen here. It happens in chapter 8.
Hold on. Oh yeah, she's right.
Are you reading your summaries or Rick's summaries?
I'm reading Rick's summaries, and they say the thrall happens here, but the thrall happens in chapter 8.
No, she's right.
Oh, yep. Okay.
All right. Well, I don't know what happens in chapter 5, but Lowe separates them, and the implication is that this guy Max is a loyalist. Rick, go ahead.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I can tell you, I have some notes. Max tried to kill her. It looks like Max was a loyalist. I said, I'm guessing that's to the old Alpha. So that's what I wrote. I guess that's what a loyalist is. I say we have some big talk with Misery and everybody here. I say I love the tension. Oh, I quoted this one down. I said, she bats her eyes at him and says, "Do you want me to show you my fangs?" That was really funny. And again with the scent. He's smelling her a lot. I said it's boring, but she has to be his mate, right? Right?
It's got.
And then and I said she gets to keep the cat. He lets her keep the cat.
He lets her keep the cat. Okay. She also says that somebody is just as likely to have sex as to start a podcast, and I thought that was really funny. I don't remember who that was. That's not a useful addition to the pod. All right. Chapter 6. It's a week into her stay. Misery is feeling isolated and bored. She's constantly guarded and has no access to technology to aid her search for Serena. She has a supervised video call with her brother Owen, where they switch and speak in the tongue, which I guess is the vampire language. And he agrees to investigate the loyals for her. Later, Anna sneaks into her room and they play a game on Misery's laptop. Anna reveals that Misery's cat, who's really Serena's cat, has been sleeping in Anna's room, and that Lowe is out for the night dealing with the lollipops or loyals. She also says that he doesn't sleep because he has pneumonia, which I assume means insomnia. but
Me
we
too.
haven't officially. Yeah, it sounds like her and Serena like had a fight, and so they weren't really speaking before Serena disappeared. And so we get a hint of that in chapter 6 as well.
I also
Important thing. No, this is important. This is too important for me not to go first. Anna likes to play Grand Theft Auto with Alex.
Oh yeah, we steal
That's it.
cars and talk to beautiful ladies.
That's it. That's all I have to say. I'm done.
So good.
Well, I was gonna say, I mean, so Misery is currently living in Anna's former bedroom. And so Anna originally had a key so she could break into the room, which is how she like showed up initially. And then she kept showing up because she was like, I know how to climb over the building. And so I'm going to like climb in through the window to come back into the room. And I also think it's interesting that Misery, for like, you know, her own modification of her bedroom here, has set up her bed in the closet so that way she doesn't have to deal with the midday sun. And so I was like, we love a modification. That makes sense for someone.
We love a fair skin girly.
Clearly, yes. And also Anna multiple times is like, can I come into the closet with you? And so for Anna to be like, this is totally fine. I just want to be in the closet with you. Can I come in? I think it's super cute.
Yeah, she's cute. She's cute. Good.
Anna is our Andarna of this book.
Yes, she is, Bartholomew.
I don't know who Bartholomew is.
You're just,
you're right.
just going, Anna.
Chapter 7, Lowe is gone for the night, and so Misery breaks into his office to find his computer. And she also goes through all his drawers, and she finds these beautiful architectural drawings and a stunningly intense charcoal painting that he's drawn of her.
This is his bedroom, by the way.
This is his bedroom, yes, not his office. ChatGPT, Gemini, whoever did this. And so she remarks how like that there's like a lot of emotion behind this drawing, that he must have some kind of intense reaction to her. She's not really sure if it's positive or negative, but it's intense. She finds nothing on Serena, but is left unsettled by this intimate discovery. We had known Noon previously that he was an architect, trained as an architect, which again, I think is cool that like, they're just a species who like does stuff. She's a hacker. He's an architect.
Classic love story.
Classic. But these are like both Sims jobs, by the way. But he's a real artist. He's a real artist.
Yeah. Did you wait? There's some important stuff happened at the end. Did you not say that?
I said everything.
All right.
What else?
Okay. My notes. Then I'll get to the end part, and then Kim, you can jump in because they haven't. So I'm like, I wrote, she's rummaging through his stuff, and she found a picture of him. She still thinks he hates her. When is our female main character ever going to get a clue? That's what I wrote. Come on, ladies. I wrote pool party time. Pool party time, and he's like all like, you know, being cool and with it and being friendly. I'm like, how does she still not realize he's good? What is wrong with this girl?
That's chapter 8.
Yeah, it's the next chapter.
Yeah, it is. I don't think so.
Yep, chapter 7 ends with like the portrait that she discovers.
Really?
Yeah.
Fine. We're moving on to talking about that anyway.
All right, let's go to chapter 8. Go ahead. Go to chapter 8.
Well, the next day, there's a large barbecue at the house. Misery watches from her window. And yeah, like, oh no, I don't want a phone call from New Jersey.
Why not?
Well, who's calling me from New Jersey? It's not you. You're here.
Guys, we are unhinged today.
Really on a different level. Okay, so she's at a barbecue. Lowe is like being such a good, community member. And she also sees Max luring Anna into the woods. She freaks out. She's really worried about Anna's safety. So she rushes outside, even though it's in the sunlight, even though she's burning her skin. And she intervenes, and she's ambushed by a group of wares. Apparently the kidnapping was a setup by Lowe to catch Max and uncover who he's working for. And this is where she uses her thrall ability to get information from Max, revealing that he was working for the Loyals.
Which, to be fair to the wearers here also, like, this idea of the thrall is actually terrifying. It's like she really can, like, hypnotize people just through like the conversions of her eyes. And so it's like, that's kind of a big thing.
It is. I also, like, again, very Ali Hazelwood. She like explains it in terms of science and not in terms of magic, that like her eyes move this like rapid way, and that you know, it like causes somebody to like be in this state. And she's not like a master at this skill. Like apparently her father is like a real master. But she can
touch them to do it, right?
Yeah. She has to like touch them and look at them and like, I was trying to figure out if, she had like something about like the fingers were on the nose.
Yeah.
I don't know. I was trying to figure out with hands.
You almost got it. Do it again. Yeah. No. Yeah, there it is.
We also find out in this chapter, so Roscoe, the previous alpha, I guess, hurt children. We find out that he was a bad, and
not
so not a good dude. So I think that is an important thing we find out here.
I'd also like to say, give myself some extra points, that I just pulled up the document and read that happened in chapter 7. Like I said, like my notes was correct. So thank you, Rick. So at the end of chapter 7, I wrote, Max fucking Barlow kidnapped Anna.
Max fucking Barlow.
So
I'd also like to point out that you're arguing against the summaries that you brought forward to this conversation.
Yeah,
so,
no, they're
like,
wrong.
Don't be mad at us. Be mad at your stupid Gemini that you're like super excited about, who's not actually.
It's better than ChatGPT right now. At least you can read a little bit.
Well,
all right.
Let's go back to DeepSeek then.
Chapter 9. Chapter 9?
Chapter 9.
At the end of chapter 8, it wasn't Sparkle that her leg, it was a wolf.
What?
She was sitting at the desk at the end of chapter 8, and she's like, oh, Sparkles is rubbing against my leg. And it actually wasn't Sparkles, it was a wolf.
Yeah, so she breaks into his office because everyone's distracted, and she's like, this cat is rubbing against me, but it wasn't. It was a wolf. I don't remember which wolf it was. It wasn't Lowe.
It was Alex, I think.
It was Cal.
Oh, it was Cal, right. It was Cal.
Yeah.
So in chapter 9, Lowe confronts Misery. Gemini says the tension between them is electric. Reveals he knows that she's searching for Serena. Misery confesses everything about Serena's disappearance. He like tries to use the computer to figure out what she's looking for. She confesses everything about Serena's disappearance and the note with his name. But Lowe reveals that the name on the note, L.E. Moreland, is not his name.
But who's going to be?
His 7-year-old, which is between 3 and 13, 7-year-old sister, Liliana Esther Moreland, which, can I just say, Liliana Esther is such an S-tier name. 10 out of 10 name. Incredible name. No notes.
She's great.
Okay, so I have to confess something here. So Amanda, when you had given us our homework and it was like, read through chapter 10, I pulled a Rick and I read through chapter 9. And I was enraged because I was like, this is a terrible stopping point. I want to know what happens next, because all we have found out now is that, you know, this name was actually Anna and not Lowe. And so, like, holy shit. And then, like, an hour later was a
terrible place to stop.
Right. And an hour later, I was like, oh, I can still read one more chapter. I was like, that wasn't chapter 10. That was chapter 9. So I was glad that was not actually where we stopped.
We actually stopped at a great point. I have no notes. That was chapter 9.
My notes from chapter 9 say Liliana with a lot of exclamation points.
I also really like Alex here, though. So Alex, young, where We find out it's actually like the head of security, despite the fact that he's like 18 years old. And so we love a young protege or prodigy. That's actually the word I was looking for, prodigy. And I
That's Prodigy.
Yep, that's nice. Not
We're
this
gonna
kind
get
of
a copyright strike on YouTube.
They also said that they tampered with your scent to Misery in this chapter. So
Right, and my first thought when he smelled her was that it was related to the makeup that was put on her, because he was like, your mate is gonna, not your mate, your husband's gonna love it, but she still smells like that. And in one of the epigraphs, it talks about how like a piece of, like, she brushed against a piece of his clothing and he ripped it off and is like holding on to it in his pocket and can't stop smelling it. So
yeah, clearly he is enthralled with her.
Oh, I see what you did there, because she has the thrall power, but he's enthralled. You played with words. That was good.
Chapter 10, Lowe explains that his sister Anna is a secret, half human, half were child, a genetic impossibility that makes her a target for the Loyals, a faction who is loyal to the previous tyrannical alpha, whose name is Roscoe. He reveals that her human father is unknown, but he realizes that Lowe and Misery have a shared goal to find out who knows about Anna's parentage and why Serena was investigating her. Lowe and Misery agree to form a reluctant alliance to find Serena and protect Anna. But most importantly in this chapter,
say it.
Lowe is eating some snacks.
Yes.
And he's eating peanut butter. And Misery, who thinks that food is disgusting, eats the peanut butter. And she talks about how peanut butter is like, you know, this like Serena was eating it and she tried it. And even though she thinks that like human food is gross, peanut butter is a really good weakness. I would feel that peanut butter too.
That's good stuff. That's good stuff.
Kind of like Misery, it also took me 20 odd years of my life to discover that peanut butter was worth something. But I agree. It is tasty.
I wrote a couple things. I said, do we think Anna's father is someone important?
Yeah, I wondered that as well. He's got to be, right?
I wrote the governor ? Probably not, but that's the only character I currently know.
Yeah, we don't know any other.
Right. I
wrote. I was wondering if it was someone related to the new governor coming in, Maddie Garcia, who's taking the much harder line about any kind of relations between either vampires or weres, and so like, is there something there? Amanda has some thoughts that I have.
Guys, Serena is an orphan. Mm-hmm. Who are Serena's parents? Maybe Serena was looking for Anna because she was investigating a story. Maybe she was looking for her sibling.
For her sister. Oh yeah. That mean that would mean Anna's a wolfie too. Yeah, I don't hate that. I like that.
Serena's part wolf, but maybe she's just her half sister. I don't know.
Yeah.
No, that's good. That's good stuff.
I think you're onto something. That's good.
I wrote Anna has nightmares. I said that they're real. I say she's a dream walker. She's intrinsic.
All right, she's intrinsic. She's a dream walker. I also wrote down a quote. You know, we read a lot of romance books, both for the pod, and there aren't a lot of lines that I like reading romance, but there aren't a lot of lines that like really get to me as like, this is what love means to me. But there is one in this chapter. She says, I think it's Lowe who says, at times there are decisions that feel right deep in the marrow of my bones. You are one of them. Oh. And I cried. I was like, that's so beautiful. Anyway, if you're wondering what my definition of love is, it might be that. I think that's a really lovely thing to say about somebody.
Speaking of Lowe, My other note says that she showed him some skin and he was suddenly in the mood for soup. So that's what I wrote. We can't hear
Guys,
it.
when
You got a good
comes in
mic.
it's gonna be wild.
It is.
No. So
It's gonna be wild.
that's one thing. I hear that. I googled. I was like, "Where's the soup?" I googled, "Is the book spicy?" Because I wasn't sure.
They'll tell you, and like if you ask like which chapters is the soup in, like the internet will tell you.
You can find it. Yeah.
Yeah. So I just was like, "Is it spicy?" And they were like, "Majority, no, but when it gets to it, it gets to it."
We're not getting reheated soup like we did in the last book.
And
It's a
again,
great book.
Ali Hazelwood can write soup. So I'm excited about the soup. Okay, so we read chapters 1 through 10. I guess I don't really have any predictions other than that apparently I just espoused a theory, but I am kind of wondering like what's up with the epigraphs? Like they seem to be connected to Lowe.
Yeah.
But like, is he writing a journal? Like, where are these coming from? And like, how is that? I don't know. I went back and read all the epigraphs after I had read the chapters and was like, these are kind of interesting. So I'm just wondering, like, what's going on with those?
I just thought it was like the opportunity for us to get his sort of inner psyche and perspective, as opposed to the rest of it being, written from her. But I like that. It's setting up the soup is really what it's doing for us.
Yeah.
It's sort of like acknowledging and creating this tension and attraction between the two of them through sort of like what he's feeling about it. Obviously we have the loyalists out there, which are going to be a big thing moving forward. I also think too, I think she's done a really masterful job of explaining the dynamics within each of these factions. So like the vampires versus the wares. So we have like a really good sense of like what the pack looks like for Lowe and its wares, but also the idea that the vampires are very much like, it's not about the individual, it's about the greater good. It's not about
the greater good.
Yeah. And so I feel like I'm really interested to kind of see what happens with that also, because I think at some point, like Misery is going to get called to that. To make decisions for the vampires based off the greater good and not off herself.
The greater good.
Oh my God.
It's in that movie with Simon Pegg, the police movie. Hold on.
Oh, what's that movie called?
It sounds like the devil from Doctor Who.
No, it's hold please.
Exterminate.
Hot Fuzz. Hot Fuzz. This is for the greater good. The greater good.
I also don't have a theory on this, but I'm like, where is Serena?
Yeah.
Like, is she dead? Has she been taken by some other wares? Has she been taken by some vampires? Has she been taken by some humans? Like, I feel like there's a lot of options for what's going on with Serena, and I don't have a theory.
I don't either.
This is book 1, right? Like this is
book 1, but I don't know if is book 2. Okay. I don't know if book 2 is a continuation of the story or if it's another story in the same universe. And I started to Google it and think I got a spoiler. So I don't think we should investigate that.
No. Amanda, you know better.
Seriously, what is wrong with you?
The second book.
God.
I think Serena's dead. I'm going to put it out there.
I don't think she's dead. I definitely don't. Not at all. No. I don't know where she is. She's not dead.
The last time I read a book when someone was missing, they were dead. So based on that track record, she did.
I don't think I've ever read a book where someone was missing and then died.
No, I mean, I think it's setting up like an ongoing conflict moving forward for her to be dead. And if bride and mate are actually like the continuation of the story, then that might give incentive, if it was like something perpetuated by the vampires, for Misery to be aligned with the wares moving forward.
What's our homework, Amanda?
Yeah, she doesn't really have loyalty to any species. She's not loyal to vampires. She's not loyal to humans. She's not loyal to weres. She's kind of like uniquely poised to be the broker of peace, which I think is cool. What's our homework? It's to read chapters 11 through 20 of Bride. And then final section, we will read chapters 21 through, there's 30 chapters in an epilogue. So chapter 21
And
through.
a chalice is sometimes a cup.
A chalice it's like a cup. I don't know why I ran with that gag so hard.
Were's not like dogs, though, unfortunately.
They're not like dogs.
They're not like the hyenas or the African painted dogs or anything else.
I'm going to tell you my new favorite. Wait. Oh, wait. That's what's Patty. Patty's an African dog.
Patty is.
I have my new favorite quote from a book. I'm going back to Night in the Moth. You're going to have to hear this one, Amanda. It's great. It's the best quote I've ever heard. I know everything I know exceedingly well.
Does Bartholomew say that?
Bartholomew absolutely said that.
I think
it's a gargoyle. His name is not actually Bartholomew. He calls it.
I think maybe you guys should read this book and I should just like do Clifford's Corner about it.
Oh, I finished the book.
No, I know. You guys should talk about the book and then just ask me questions and I'll answer like I don't know what I'm talking about.
No, you should read the book. Like, you should read it today. You say you don't have a book? You should read it. Like, that should be the next book you read.
It is fast.
It's really good.
Okay. Well, friends, that's our homework. That's our pod. Everybody say happy birthday to Rick.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Rick.
I meant everybody say happy birthday to Rick. And we'll see you in the next one.
Bye.